It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Sainsbury's. It's part of their Taste the Difference, selected by our experts range. It's a 4.3% ABV golden ale. 500 milliliter bottle. Dark brown glass, which is really good, I think. It's a really positive thing that Sainsbury's have done here, is to say, can you put the beer in dark brown glass? Because this has been brewed by Woodhouse, Badger. And if you have a look, if you're in the supermarket right now looking at this video and you can see some Badger ales next to it, you might see, I've not looked at a Badger ale for a long time, but you might see some beer in clear glass bottles. May not be from Badger, might be from Shepherd Neame, but have a look, because that's really important. You get light strike in a beer. The light from the supermarket lights and the sun, it affects the beer. It puts off the hops. The hops go off. They taste skunky rather than lovely and floral. So to counteract that, brewers put beers in brown glass bottles. So Sainsbury's have obviously said to Badger, it's got to go in brown glass. There's no other way about it. Black bottle cap. Let's get the beer out into a glass and see what we get. Nice smoke on the bottle opening. And for me, that gives a really good, really good kind of positive thought when you think of Sainsbury's and their beer. Some might say they were quite slow with their craft beer. Some might say that Tesco's and Morrison's and Asda stole a march on them when they brought out a load of cans and put cans on their shelves. But Sainsbury's took their time. They took their time. If you're in Sainsbury's right now, or if you're planning to go to Sainsbury's and you're looking at the canned craft beer, as of September 2022, you will see Lervig, one of the best brewers in Norway, if not the best. Lervig on the shelves. You'll see Brewdog, which, okay, some of the stuff isn't great, some of it is okay. Then you have other brewers like it's right in there. Fierce, that's what I was looking for. I had weird beard in my head then. You got Fierce and some Thornbridge stuff. It's good stuff. So what I'm getting at here is this is a thumbs up to the buyer at Sainsbury's, the person who's in charge of Sainsbury's beer, because they've obviously employed somebody that knows what they're doing. And that's very refreshing. It's a very refreshing thing to be able to stand here and say. Maybe Lidl and Aldi can employ people in the beer industry that know what they're doing, because their craft beer is absolutely terrible. And I mean terrible. One finger whitehead. Nice amber colour to the beer. Slow moving carbonation. Golden ale. Badger. What am I expecting? Well, first and foremost, I think it's more amber than golden. I think it needs to be a little bit lighter. It's a bit dark. It's looking more like a bitter. Let's get the aroma. Then again, there's a little bit of zestiness coming through on this. It smells like Parma violets. Weirdly, them little purple sweets with a little bit of biscuit malt thrown in. Clear to look at. It's not bottle conditioned. Let's get into this one. Cheers, everybody. Oh! Wow. If there was Parma violets in the aroma, then blimey, there's a lot of Parma violets in the flavour. That is really weird. That's one of the weirdest golden ales I've ever put to my lips. It was £1.60 a bottle. So it was brewed to an absolute budget. This one, really, I mean, really quite cheap for a golden ale this day. If you bought a Badger ale in one of their Badger pubs, you're probably looking at £4 or £5 a pint now, as of September 2022. So for £1.60, and I think it's very important to bear that in mind, because if you're making a beer on a budget, you can only use so many kind of malts and hops in the brew before you have to start cutting corners. And I think maybe the corner cutting here might be the Parma Violet flavour that they've added to the beer. I think that's what you're getting for your £1.60. You're getting a bitter with some biscuity malt and a quite big Parma Violet flavour. If you love Parma Violets and you love a sweet biscuity beer, you're probably going to love this. But if you don't, well, you're not going to love it, are you? You're going to be slightly on the back foot. You're going to be thinking, right, okay, I'm going to drink this and never buy it again. It's okay. It's okay. It's not as metallic as we just finished reviewing the Best Bitter, literally 5 minutes ago. The Best Bitter from Hall and Woodhouse, Sainsbury's, I thought was very metallic, very tinny, very coppery, like somebody dropped a load of copper nails into the bottom of the glass. Thankfully, same brewery, different beer. Different beer. This doesn't have it. This doesn't have that same coppery, metallic taste. It's quite drinkable. It's quite refreshing. It's just a bit weird. It's just a bit weird. Let's try and be positive about it. Let's put it down and try and... there is a nice biscuitiness that's running through. In fact, there's more of a biscuitiness than the Best Bitter. This golden ale is, if you want to taste a better version of the Sainsbury's Best Bitter, and you can put up with the Parma Violet, then buy the golden ale. The golden ale is much more like a biscuity, bready Best Bitter. In fact, it's not much like a golden ale. Golden ales for me should be far lighter, crisper, a little bit more refreshing maybe, a little bit less body, a little bit more hoppy on the back end. I think they may have replaced the hops here in this beer. Let's have a look. A refreshing golden ale brewed in the heart of Dorset. The Amarillo and Cascade hops. Wow. Amarillo and Cascade is offering Parma Violet. Provide for this effervescent and thirst-quenching citrus hop character and a powerful floral aroma which provides a wide appeal to all ale drinkers. The beer pairs well with spicy king prawns and lemon cheesecake, served lightly chilled. I don't like prawns. I'm not a prawns fan. Badger's golden ale. I tell you what it reminds me of. I first started drinking Badger beers, not really knowing what I was drinking really, when I first met my wife. We were living in another house way before the channel started, so probably about 14 years ago now. No, more than that, my daughter's 15, blimey. 17 years ago. They started selling Badger ales in local supermarkets. They were like a 4 for 3 deal back in the day. They were really cheap. But they were really good. I really liked the floral. I didn't know what I was tasting. Floral, hoppy, kind of flower. I used to call it flowery, like a flowery taste. This probably reminds me more of that kind of what I was drinking back then, that kind of florally, flowery, Parma Violet, weird flavour on the beer. A little bit of lacing on the glass. Yeah, I mean, let's rate it. More of a best bitter than a golden ale. Slightly weird Palm and Violet flavours coming through. I'm going to say 6 out of 10 for this one. 6 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.